Hello FPL managers and welcome back for another video. My name's Jack and today we're going over our team selection for Blank GameWeek 32. We have made a change to the team. If you guys are liking the FPL videos, drop a like and subscribe. We're also trying to hit 12,000 subscribers by the end of the season, so please help us reach that goal. As always, have notification bells turned on so you don't miss any future videos. And with that being said, let's jump into the team selection. So first off, let's quickly go over how we got on in Game Week 31. Overall, a pretty good week. We did take another green arrow up to 490k in there. Well, we were around 560k coming into this game week. Obviously not an ideal rank for this point in the season, but we're going to try and push for the top 100k this year, as it is fairly competitive at the top. Also good to see us now pick up 2 consecutive green arrows without having Erling Haaland in the team, as the move to switch to Harry Kane to upgrade a couple of other positions in the side has been helpful for our rank. Looking around the team though, happy with De Gea and White. They both produced returns in defence. De Gea with the clean sheet, now 3 clean sheets in a row for Manchester United in 3 consecutive game weeks. That's good to see. And Ben White continues his very good attacking form from the back for Arsenal, picking up a couple of goals and assists in his last 6 to 7 games. Now provided an assist in Game Week 31, also picked up 2 bonus points as well, so very happy with him. All the lads in midfield are very, very good. 3 fairly differential options in midfield also when you compare ownership to a couple of other popular midfielders inside the top 1 million managers. Odegaard and Salah both with the double-digit returns, and Solly March chipped in with an assist, which was good to see there as he provided the fairly simple pass to Enciso's great goal away to Chelsea. So slightly fortunate obviously to get those assist points for Solly March, but nonetheless we will take them. And looking into the players up top, unfortunately Kane did blank for us. Obviously, if we had Salah on captaincy, who was the vice captain this week, would have had a much bigger green arrow. Just unfortunate we couldn't hit the captaincy there, and I did get compounded by Erling Haaland putting up 12 points once again, as he was also a very popular captaincy option. It's a little bit annoying there, but still good game week for us, as Watkins did provide 16 points, so 3 fairly strong hauls from Odegaard, Salah, Watkins, which really did clutch up a massive amount of points for our team this week. So we scored 67. Overall, pretty decent week. A slight green arrow. And let's look forward to our transfers and Blank Game Week 32. So we don't have a free hit available to use in Blank Game Week 32, which has provided a couple of team selection headaches over the last few weeks, but I am pretty happy with how the team is set up for Blank Game Week 32, as we can still field 11 starting players despite not being on a free hit, and all of these players do have fairly good fixtures, and we don't have to take any hits to make this team possible, as we have rolled 2 free transfers coming into Blank Game Week 32, and the move that we're going to make to not waste the transfer is Barnes down to Andreas Pereira. This move, whilst maybe being a downgrade or a side grade in terms of FPL point scoring ability between the players, does allow us to get in Erling Haaland for Ivan Toney in Game Week 33, which is definitely a move that needs to be made, as Haaland has already given us enough misery in the last 2 weeks with 2 double-digit returns in a row. I'm sure he's going to be doing more of that if we don't get him in from Game Week 33 onwards. Obviously with Man City, a couple double game weeks still to go, so I'm excited to see what Haaland produces, so that's why I'm going to need him in the team. Andreas Pereira coming in for Barnes does facilitate that move. We have over 4 mil left in the bank by bringing in Andreas Pereira, so not only can we get in Erling Haaland, but we're also going to bring in Matoma next week as well in place of Odegaard, as we will have 2 free transfers to use. And obviously Matoma, I think in my opinion, is an upgrade for Odegaard. Obviously despite Odegaard outscoring him Game Week 31, I still want to hold Odegaard for Blank Game Week 32, but then probably move him on, as Arsenal's fixtures aren't great after Southampton at home, so I think getting in Matoma is going to be the way forward, especially with a couple of Brighton double game weeks. I'm going to want triple Brighton assets in this team already with a Stupinian and March on the side. So Matoma and Haaland will be coming in based on the money that we've been able to save by going Barnes down to Andreas. So with that in mind, let's kind of have a look at how the team's shaping up for Blank Game Week 32. I still think despite not using a free hit, my team could rival most other free hit teams for points this game week, despite there being a couple of players that I'm a little bit worried about, but I still think the core players are there for it to be a good week for us. So this team's probably looking quite a fair bit different compared to a lot of the other teams that you've been seeing this week. Obviously with everyone using a free hit, there sort of is a template team that's kind of being built. This team is fairly different from that template. There's a couple of similar players in there, but there's a lot of differentials as well compared to that free hit team. So hopefully that can provide us with a point of difference to take a green arrow this game week. Obviously all 4 players on the bench don't have a fixture, being De Gea and Rashford being those 2 Man U assets, and then Estupinian and March are the 2 Brighton assets. Obviously then looking to get in Matoma next week as well to make it the triple Brighton assets for the team, obviously with Brighton having 2 double game weeks. Looking at the starting lineup though, the main things to note are there's triple Arsenal on the side, which is still good. Obviously, a lot of people are going to have either double Arsenal or triple Arsenal in their teams for Blank Gameweek 32. Not so many teams with Arsenal defenders, though, and I still think it's a good week for Arsenal defenders. If you don't want to go for a triple up on Arsenal attack, I think either Ben White or Ramsdale, 2 fairly strong Arsenal defensive options. Obviously, Southampton at home, whilst being a great fixture from an attacking perspective, is a really, really good opportunity for an Arsenal clean sheet. And of course, in Ben White's case, not only is he picking up clean sheets for Arsenal, but he's providing very good attacking potential. So I think Ben White, if you're on a free hit, could be a really good differential defender. Southampton home's a good fixture for a clean sheet. Now he's getting very far forward now, overlapping with Saka on quite a few of his runs, finding himself in the box, provided a great assist to Gabriel Jesus last week, and I think he could potentially do the same against Southampton in that Blank Gameweek 32. Otherwise, Rico Henry's in there, Aston Villa at home. Probably not the best fixture from a defensive perspective, just considering how good Aston Villa have been at scoring goals at the moment. Saying that though, Rico Henry did get himself an assist a couple of weeks ago. He also has fairly decent attacking positioning, so hopefully if he doesn't get a clean sheet, he can provide something from an attacking perspective. And then probably the weakest point of the side is to have double Newcastle defense, both against Spurs at home. Obviously, Spurs at home, not the easiest one from a defensive or a clean sheet standpoint, but I think Trippier and Botman could still potentially get the business done on the defensive end. Newcastle's defense has been extremely good across the whole season, and Spurs didn't look that great against Bournemouth at home. Yes, they scored a couple of goals, but they really did struggle to create some very good quality chances, and they don't have the players right now that are taking their chances. Obviously, Harry Kane, a fairly good goal scorer, but outside of Kane, obviously Son has come into a little bit better form. Outside of those couple of guys, there's not too many that can take chances in that side, so hopefully, even though we've got Kane playing, Newcastle can get the clean sheet. Obviously, Kane, in a lot of other free hit teams, if he blanks, doesn't really affect our rank regardless of what he does, as not only is he a very popular option, but he's not really been used on captaincy either, so if he scores really well, it's not going to hurt our rank because not many people will have him on captaincy, so it'd be beneficial if we could have the 2 differential Newcastle defenders to get the clean sheet points there, especially Sven Botman. Obviously, everyone's probably going to have Trippier in the teams, but having double Newcastle defense, if they get a clean sheet, could be absolutely massive for us. Then looking to the midfields and forwards, a lot of fairly similar options that I will see in a lot of free hit teams. Obviously, Kane, Watkins, Tony, a very popular front 3. Odegaard, whilst not being a very popular Arsenal asset, obviously is just another Arsenal midfielder that people could go for, whether that's Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka. I'm sure they'll all score pretty well against Southampton at home, so a little bit stressing there that Martinelli, Saka or Jesus don't massively hurt us. Those are kind of the 3 guys that I'm worried that could cause a bit of damage to the rank, but outside of those 3 players, we've pretty much got all the decent assets for this week. Maybe Trent Alexander-Arnold as well could cause a bit of damage, but outside of that, still a fairly decent team. Odegaard, I'm sure could potentially match Martinelli and Saka for points. Obviously outscored both of those guys last week. The good thing with Odegaard as well is that when he does pick up attacking returns, just because he gets so involved in the game, he often features on bonus points. So if he can get himself a goal or an assist, I would not be surprised if he could outscore those 3 other popular Arsenal assets in attack once again. Mo Salah, obviously the captain this week, he's going to be a very popular option on the free hit teams. Forest at home with the form he's in right now, with the chances that he's getting, and he was a lot more clinical against Leeds. That was something that I did say in our team selection video last week that I needed Salah to do, was take his chances, and he did do this very well against Leeds. Only a 0.67 XG, but returned 2 goals, compared to the week before where he had an XG of around 2.75, only scored the 1, missed a penalty. So I'm hoping that he can convert his chances once more against Nottingham Forest, and Andreas Pereira does come in to start and round out the midfield with Leeds at home. Andreas Pereira's underlying numbers actually have been pretty solid. He has also got 3 attacking returns in his last 5 games, with a couple of assists and a goal. He's got Leeds at home, which is a really good fixture from a goal and assist standpoint. I'm sure Fulham will be looking to score goals in this game, and Andreas Pereira hopefully can get involved in some way or another, so he could also be a good differential if he does perform well. Obviously not really looking to start Andreas Pereira in most other game weeks, mainly just in this week to have the 11 starting players and give us the money to bring in other players. Probably not going to play in most other weeks, but Leeds at home, definitely not the worst fixture to have him in the starting 11 for, and he has had a knack of returning for FPL managers in the weeks where he's been popular to have in the starting 11, so hopefully he continues that trend. And of course, as I touched on earlier, Kane with Newcastle away, Watkins with Brentford away, and Tony with Aston Villa at home will be three very popular forward options. Also, obviously, Gabriel Jesus, he'll be another popular forward pick that people are looking to go for. So I would not be surprised if Watkins and Tony put up a lot of FPL points in this game. It should be a decently high-scoring game, I reckon. Aston Villa have been in good attacking form. Brentford do score goals as well. I think all those three forward options, Watkins, Tony, Jesus, should all score pretty well this week, all at a similar price tag as well. So hopefully Watkins and Tony do outscore Jesus for us, as he's definitely the other popular forward asset, and hopefully Martinelli, Saka don't do too much damage in midfield, as of course we only have one Arsenal attacker. Just thinking about it, if Arsenal do get themselves a clean sheet, that's 6 points each for Ramsdale and Ben White, plus any potential bonus or attacking returns that come with that. That could potentially match those other Arsenal forwards for points, even if 2 out of the 3 players of Martinelli, Saka, Jesus do score. Just by getting the Arsenal clean sheet, could pretty much match those guys for attacking or for FPL points in the game week. So I'm really hopeful for an Arsenal clean sheet, and of course a Spurs clean sheet as well. And of course Mo Salah on captaincy. Please produce the goods for me once again. Frustrated last week that Kane couldn't get the haul on captaincy. Hopefully Salah can produce this once more after the 14-pointer last week. And that's pretty much how the team's shaping up. The team is looking very good for future game weeks as well. I'm liking getting in Matoma Haaland. Probably look to get in Luke Shaw as well in game week 34 for Manchester United's double. Hopefully he's all good to go. Should be pretty good by the time game week 34 comes around. And that is pretty much how the team's looking. Let me know what you guys think as well. I think it's a pretty decent team as far as non-free hit teams go. Obviously never going to be as good as a free hit team for game week 32, but hopefully you can match it for points, and let's see how it gets on. Thanks for watching today's team selection for Blank GameWeek 32. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, drop a like, subscribe. We are trying to hit 12,000 subscribers by the end of GameWeek 38, so please help us reach that goal. As always, have those notification bells turned on so you don't miss any future FPL videos, with obviously Blank GameWeek this week, plus lots of big doubles coming up as well that need navigating. Have the notification bells turned on. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.